Welcome back to the South Texan News Desk. As always, I'm your host, Tom Miller. Last week I talked about how the Netherlands had one of the worst track records in Europe in terms of COVID-19. The Dutch are getting no reprieve this week as Prime Minister Mark Rutte apologized for not intervening when Dutch King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima took a holiday trip to Greece as the Dutch people were confined to their homes following stricter lockdown guidelines due to the high infection rate. This backlash has prompted the royals to cut their trip short and return to the Netherlands. Now, why is it, you may ask, that the Prime Minister is under fire for something that the royal family did? For one, the Dutch royalty is more figurehead than they are government. They don't really have an established role in the Dutch government, but the government is responsible for what they do. For two, the Prime Minister knew about the trip in advance. Therefore, critics claim that if he knew the royals were going to do something outside the COVID lockdown measures, he should have put a stop to it. Ceasefire failures in Nagorno-Karabakh this week, as both sides are back at each other's throats over the same issue. This time, both sides are accused by each other for breaking the ceasefire agreed upon to begin at midnight Saturday. Although both nations formally agreed to the truce, Armenia accused Azerbaijan of firing artillery just 4 minutes after midnight, with a follow-up assault in southern Nagorno-Karabakh on Sunday morning. Azerbaijan, on the other hand, claimed that Armenia ambushed a group of Azerbaijani soldiers and that Armenia had broken the truce only 2 minutes after midnight. In the United States, Lisa Montgomery and Brandon Bernard faced the first federal executions carried out since 1953. Montgomery was convicted of strangling a pregnant woman, then cutting her baby out of her stomach and kidnapping that baby back in 2004. Bernard worked with accomplices to murder 2 youth ministers in 1999. Both executions are scheduled for December. Now, the reinstatement of federal executions is a very recent phenomenon, so it'll be interesting to see how these incidents and the November election results shape execution sentences going forward. In Nigeria, activists are capitalizing off the momentum of the disbandment of SARS to push for overall governmental reform. In Nigeria, SARS was the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, and were infamous for brutalization, extortion, torture, murder, and a slate of other crimes. But Nigerians see disbanding SARS not as an end, but a very real first step towards reforming a historically corrupt government into a much stronger government and country moving forward. The tensions of the protests hit a head when Governor of the state of Osun, Adegboyega Oyetola, was fired upon as he marched in protest alongside many other Nigerians. There is little evidence of who the anti-protest group who brandished machetes and firearms are, but have been described simply as thugs. Finally, we look to the Middle East, where Israel gains a new foothold in international recognition as Bahrain officially recognized the country as of Sunday. This is very important for Israel, as only 3 other Middle Eastern countries recognize it as a sovereign entity: the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and Jordan. Many Arab countries have hesitated to recognize Israel until the dispute with Palestine is settled, a process that could still take decades. Palestine itself claims the diplomatic moves as a stab in the back, but if crowd mentality takes hold and other countries in the Middle East begin to recognize Israel as a sovereign country, Palestine could soon find itself only an island of hostility towards Israel. That's all we have for you this week. For more information about the goings-on here at Tamuk, check out the South Texan, written right here at Tamuk, or check us out online at thesouth.texan.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The South Texan.